Hi everybody, it's Wanda. Today I'll be making a recipe. It's gonna be some stuffed bread. It's gonna have ham and cheese stuffed loaf. So let me show you how I do it. This is my flour and I'm gonna set it to the side. My first step is I'm going to take a bowl and I will throw this is a cup and a half of warm water and I'll be putting that into the bowl. And I have half a cup of milk and I'll be throwing that into the bowl. Now, all this is very warm, so that's good. I'll be adding 1 package of yeast. And then I'll add a tablespoon and a half of sugar. So I'm going to give this a quick little mix. And you want to set it in a warm place because you want your yeast to bubble a little. So I'm going to take I'm going to put it on the stove because my stove is nice and warm. I'm already preheating the oven. So I'm just going to sit it there for a few minutes. And the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ham. I'll take my ham and I'll cut it up. I already have the cheese cut up into little cubes and I'm using Colby Jack and Yellow American. So I cut them into little cubes and I'm going to do the same thing with my ham. Let's set that to the side. I'm going to turn it on its side. And I'm going to slice it up. A couple of good slices. That. My kids love this. This is a great recipe. You can follow it too. You can put it in the refrigerator. And whenever you want a piece, you just take a slice, or sometimes I have it already sliced. You could nuke it in the microwave for about half a minute, or maybe a little less. All you want is the cheese to melt. So this is how I slice it. I hope my flour's not in the way. And I'm going to slice 4 cuts into this. 1, 2, or should I say I want 4 pieces. So the last one is 4. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to take my Spam and I will be cutting it in tiny squares like this. Tiny little squares. So yummy. Whoever doesn't like Spam can just take regular ham, or if you want some salami, whatever you want to make. It'll be somewhat similar, like a prosciutto bread with all the ham and cheese in it. But my kids like Spam. I like Spam. My family likes Spam. So you do what you like. Okay, so this is my ham already cut up. Just a couple of little pieces, as many as you can get. Small pieces, big pieces. I'm going to be taking my ham and my cheese and I will be putting it inside the bread before I bake it. So it could be a ham and cheese sandwich already done. So the other ingredients that I'm going to use is I have my yeast already there and it's getting frothy. And to that, I'm going to add some honey. I'm going to add some oil. And I will add a teaspoon of salt. Just a small variety. 1/4 cups, 1/3 of a cup. It depends how you like it. If you like more sugar, you like it sweeter. I just put 1/3 of a cup, or 2 tablespoons and a half. 1 tablespoon and a half of sugar into that. And I'm just letting it sit because it's going to activate with the warm milk and the warm water. And I used 1.5 cups, 1.5 cup of water and half a cup of milk. So that's 2 cups of fluid that I'm going to put into this, of liquid. And this little bit of butter, I'm just going to save it to the side so I could brush it on the bread. This is what I'm going to add. Some butter, melted butter inside the bread. And I'm going to add, that's about a 1/3 cup of oil. So, like I said, I'm watching to see it frothy. It's getting kind of frothy. You could see it in the middle. I hope you could see it. It's getting a little frothy. So I'm just gonna leave it alone for a few more minutes, and I'm gonna grab a bowl. And I'm just gonna put my hand inside the bowl for now, so I can have more of a workspace. Like I said, you could put as much or as little as you want. You could use sausages, you can use salami, you could use pepperoni and cheese, mozzarella and cheese, anything you want to add to this. Another thing that I don't have out yet, but I will be using is some herbs and butter and herbs. So let's just take this out and I'll show you here. I'll be using a little bit of seasoning so I can have some seasoning inside the bread so it can have a nice flavor to it. But this I'll be using it later, so I'm just gonna pop it in the refrigerator for now. It can stay a little cold, so I can get rid of this. These are the things that I'm going to be using now when my water, it's already frothy. It shouldn't take no more than 5 minutes, or a little less than 5 minutes, so that's good. Just one second. Okay, I just needed a little cloth. There, I just wanted to clean my hands. Had a pretty flour one, but I don't know where it is. So we'll leave that there, and let's wait. So there's really nothing for me to do now. I'll take one of these paper towels and I would put it here so I can put my bowl on top of here, and it'll be easier to mix and it won't slide anywhere. So that's that. And like I said, I see it getting frothy. It's looking very nice. So hope everybody's day is going great, and I hope you're enjoying my recipes. Don't forget to give me a like, a follow, subscribe to my channel, and I love comments. I'll answer everyone. If you have any questions, you can also let me know. So on that note, let's yeah, I can see the froth already. You can see it's all bubbled on the top. So I'm going to take my bowl here, and I'm just going to give it a little quick mix. Okay, now that it's mixed up, I'm going to add a little honey to it because I like the sweetness in the honey. So it won't be much, just like 2 or 3 little swirls. That's about it. I want the sweetness. I'd rather have the honey than the sugar. So now that that's mixed up, let me just mix it up a little more. And that's about it. Okay, now that that's ready, I'm going to add the oil. And this is about 1/3 of a cup of oil. And I'll be adding about a third of a cup. It's less. It's about half of a cup, less than half. So I'll add that butter to it. Now it has the butter and the oil already in there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start adding my flour to this. And to this I'm gonna be adding 6 cups of flour. So I have my flour and I need my sifter. Okay, so there goes my sifter. And I'm gonna add 6 cups of flour. It doesn't have to be perfect. We mold it. That's 1, 2. I like to just sift it all in there. Make sure there's no little pieces. There's always little pieces. You can help them along, push them through. That's 3, 4. 5 and 6. Okay, so we have 6 cups of flour there. And let me just put this to the side. We're done with that. So I'm gonna get my mixer and I'm gonna give this a quick mix. You can put it in your blender and mix it, or you can mix it by hand, whatever you want to mix it with. You just want to incorporate all the liquids. So I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this, and this is like less than half a tablespoon. So I add the salt to that, and let's mix. Gonna mix it until you see it pulls apart from the bowl. Make sure all the flour goes down. You separate that very well. And here we go. Just mix. There we go. So now that I have all this mixed up, what I want to do is knead it a little. So I'm going to set this to the side and take this towel out. I'm going to get my baker sheet here, and I'm going to toss it out. First, I'm going to put a little flour to it because I want to knead it and I don't want it to be too sticky. So I'm just going to flour this down a little like that. And we're going to take out our flour, our dough, and we're going to put it in there. Okay, that looks about right. Okay, so we'll put this to the side, and I'm going to put some more flour on my hands a little, just so they're not that sticky. And I'm gonna knead this. You wanna knead this bread really well, so you could start the gluten going on this. For those of you who can tolerate the gluten. Push this to the side, yeah. You wanna knead this for at least a good 5 minutes of kneading. If you see it's too sticky, you can always add more flour to it, but you just want to get the gluten started. And this is really sticky. I'm gonna need just a little bit more flour on this. So let me grab my cup. You don't want it too sticky, okay? So, because you want to be able to knead it for at least 5 minutes or so. So, that's what we're doing. We're kneading this. There you go. It's starting to lose the stickiness a little, and that's good. So after I keep kneading this for a while, I will put it back in the bowl, a little bit of oil on it, and we're gonna let it rest so it can rise. I'm hoping to get 2 great loaves out of here. So. You see, I'm all over the place with this dough. It's kind of sticky, but it's okay. Sticky's okay. You don't have to have it too dry. It's not gonna be like a dry bread. It's gonna have a lot of moisture to it. So that's about it. I think that we incorporated all that well. I still think it needs a little more sugar because I want it to totally separate. I want it to separate, and it's not separating. It's really sticky. So let me get a little more flour to this. I'm just gonna get a bowl. I'm almost done with this. Okay, so let's see if this will do the trick. Because I really want it to separate and not be so sticky. A little sticky is fine. A lot of sticky, not so good. There we go. That's better. That's what I wanted. So, like I said, you knead it for like 5 minutes. It's not as sticky now. I also make brioche buns. My daughter loves when I make her brioche buns. I'll make that in another recipe. But today, it's this recipe. It's the stuffed ham and cheese loaf. And this is great. If you have small children, you can take a couple of slices and just put it into the lunchbox. Slice or 2 slices, depending how old your child is. If they eat more, but great. Okay, so this is how I want it. This is good just like this. I kneaded it, I would say about almost 5 minutes. This is just releasing some gluten. Okay, that's about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my bowl and I'm gonna add some oil to it, and then we're just gonna let it rest there. Let me get this into a bowl first. You don't want it too sticky. That's good like that. I'm just going to grab a little oil and put it in my bowl. Just enough to make sure I cover it well. So I'm just going to let it a little. Okay. A little speck of something there. Okay. So here I go. Try to grab this, take this out. Okay, finally I got this bowl. So I'm just gonna make it into a little ball like this. And I'm gonna put it in the oil. I'm gonna roll it a little in the oil. That's good. That's good enough. Take all these little bits. they count. Just put it right inside, and we're gonna cover this. We'll get that later. We're gonna cover this up, and we're gonna let this rest until it rises in about an hour. So I'm starting washing my hands. I have flour all over me. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna sit in a warm area until it rises. I would say about an hour. I'm just gonna leave it on the stove because that's the warmest place. I'm gonna brush it later with some butter, and it was my spatula to cut it. Okay, so, okay guys, I'll be back after my bread rises, okay?